The New York Ratifying Convention of 1788 was a pivotal event in the ratification of the U.S. Constitution. One of the prominent figures at this convention was Melancton Smith, who emerged as a vocal anti-federalist and defender of state sovereignty. This video explores Melancton Smith's role at the New York Ratifying Convention, highlights key quotes from his speeches, and discusses his contributions to the broader debate on the Constitution's adoption. Melancton Smith, a brief overview. Melancton Smith was a respected political figure in New York during the late 18th century. He had previously served as a delegate to the Continental Congress and was well regarded for his contributions to American political thought. Key quotes from Melancton Smith at the New York Ratifying Convention. "I hope the gentleman from Massachusetts is warranted in asserting that this Constitution will preserve the state governments. I doubt it much, because the plan is so constructed as to render them entirely useless." Smith expressed skepticism about the Constitution's ability to protect the powers of state governments, a central concern of many anti-federalists. The great and essential principles of liberty and free government were not to be given up for the shadow of an argument. Smith emphasized the importance of preserving essential principles of liberty and self-governance in the face of pro-Constitution arguments. The principle of self-preservation operates powerfully. It may rouse and stimulate a single man to a very great exertion of courage, and it is well known that all bodies of men, when danger is apprehended, or their rights are invaded, derive strength from the impulse of self-preservation. Smith highlighted the notion that individuals and communities naturally defend their rights and liberties when threatened. As it is a maxim with the Federalists, that a government, to be safe and free, should be powerful, and that it is a power necessary to keep power in check, it is obvious that the state governments, unless they have power to keep the national government in check, will be annihilated. Smith articulated the concern that if the state governments lack the ability to restrain the national government, they would ultimately be rendered powerless. "I do not recollect that the word Bill of Rights has been mentioned in this convention. What will be the consequence if they are not ratified?" Smith raised concerns about the absence of a Bill of Rights and its potential consequences in safeguarding individual liberties. Smith's impact and legacy. Melancton Smith's contributions to the New York Ratifying Convention and his role as an anti-federalist were significant. Although the Constitution was ultimately ratified in New York, the debate led to the eventual adoption of the Bill of Rights, which addressed many of the concerns raised by Smith and other anti-federalists. Smith's defense of state sovereignty and individual rights left a lasting impact on the interpretation of the Constitution. His skepticism about centralized power and his call for a Bill of Rights continue to influence discussions about the balance between federal and state authority and the protection of individual liberties in the United States. Melancton Smith's legacy endures in the principles and safeguards that underpin the American system of government, highlighting the enduring importance of the principles of liberty, self-governance, and the protection of individual rights. To learn more about key figures like Melancton Smith and key issues in American politics, visit A Conscious Conservative at www.conservativeconscious.blogspot.com.